Okay, we're going to do Daf Yud Zayin now. The Daf we would have been doing on Tisha B'Av. We're pre-recording it, and we pick up with Tet Zayin Amud Bet. 8 lines down in the wide lines. For Nidachas, you need a basin of 71. Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef, Rabbi Yoshai, Damakra. Individuals are judged in the gates by the local Sanhedrin. But the whole city, a Rabbi, is not judged by a local Sanhedrin, but by the Sanhedrin Gedola. Now we're dealing with the some of the laws of Nidachas. You don't do it on the border. My time, in your midst, and not nasafar, and not from the border. It has to be in the middle of the land. The lo shalosh and not 3 together. It says in one of your cities. But it's not only one; it can even be 2. The arecha in plural, your cities. Tanor achas means 1. Achas lo shalosh, and you can't do not 3 cities. Ata omer achas lo shalosh. Maybe you can't even have 2 cities or any dachas. Kishu omer arecha, your cities in plural. Areishtaim emur hamani mekayim achat. So arecha is 2. So what does 1 exclude? Achas lo shalosh, it excludes 3. Zimim amarav bebasin echad hu de enosin habishnayim b'shalosh batidim osim. It means 1 basin can't paskin on more than 1 year in Nidachas, but in different ones they can. Of course, the question is, how do you get a different basin if it's all Sanhedrin Gedola? So Rashi, I think, says, where's Rashi? Kol zman sheSanhedrin zu kayama, aval mesu elu v'nitzmanu acherem osim. If it was, a different generation, you could. Everybody died. I don't know how many people have to be replaced. But anyway, that you could do. And the other one said, osin. And sometimes Rav would say, you could never do it. So what does that mean? Like, never in the history of Eretz Yisrael could you have 3 Iranidachas, I suppose. Where were we? So my time at the Rav, my time at the Rav, Mishum Karcha, because it would leave a bald spot in the land of Israel if you would do 2 or 3. Again, not exactly clear why that would mean that you could never do it over a long period of time. All right, but maybe within a certain period of time. So therefore, the problem, of doing 2 or doing 3 is if it's in one place. If the problem is leaving a bald spot, right, then 2 or 3 separate places, osim, you could do it. No, it's a problem of karcha, which seems, again, it's not exactly clear if they're debating. So is that the same point? So and therefore it's a problem only in one place. Tanya Kavasid Rabbi Yochanan Einosim Shosh Harayos Minudachos Beretz Yisrael. Osinosim Shtayim Kagon Achas Behuda V'Achas Begalil. In different places you can separate. Aval Shtayim Behuda V'Shtayim Begalil Einosim. So here it seems like the karcha point is not to tell you that the 3 can't be karcha, but you can never do even 2 in one place, okay? And that's because of this karcha idea. So there's a different idea. There's an idea of 3, which might even be spread out. That's from the achas v'lo shalosh. And then there's a karcha idea that you can't have 2 in the same place, but you could have it spread out. That you can't do because of the karcha. It's smuch l'sfar afilu achas enosim on the border, even 1. My time, why? Shemi yushmu nachim v'acharivas Israel, because it exposes the land of Israel to enemies. Why do you have to give a sort of a rational reason? It's exeris hakasuv. It says in your midst, the middle of the land. So the Gemara says, Rabbi Shimon who did Darish time at the Kra. Yeah, you're right. It's based on the pasuk, but this is Rabbi Shimon who explicates the reason behind the pasuk. Now, normally Rabbi Shimon I try to identify the reason and use that to shape the halachic parameters. Here, it just seems like he's just giving a reason, and it's not halachically meaningful. But maybe he means because he's motivated from this concern of oivim, that pushes him to interpret the word mikirbecha the way he does. Now the big Sanhedrin was 71. My time to Rabbanan, the Amri Moshe Gabeim. The Amri Moshe Gabeim. Why did the rabbi say count Moshe? What's the debate whether to count Moshe or not? So Amar Kra, Vitzatzvu Sham Imach, by the 70 elders. Let them stand there with you. Imach v'at badayu. You're with them. You're part of the group. Rabbi Yehuda, what would Rabbi Yehuda say? Imach mishum shechina. No, you're there so that the shechina flows through you to them, but it doesn't mean that you're part of the same group. They carry with you, so everybody together, the 70 of them plus one of you carries the burden. So it's a group of 71. You with them. Rabbi Yehuda, itach b'domim lach. Now, it means that they have to be similar to you in terms of personal character, wisdom, as much as possible, but not that you're part of the same group. We already have another itach by Yitro that says that you have to try to strive to be like Moshe. So this extra itach says Moshe is part of the group, and that's 71. The Alfis, and that's by Sanhedrin Gedol and Sanhedrin Ketana. That's by Yisro. That's a small Sanhedrin. But if you need to have that aspect of itach being like Moshe, by the small Sanhedrin, certainly by the big Sanhedrin. So the extra itach here says that it becomes a Beis Din of 71. Okay, now we're going to deal with the selection of the Beis Din of the 70 and paralleling what we saw in the Yerushalmi. Tana Rabbanan, our rabbis taught, that as a result of the drawing of the lots. Collect 70. What should I do? Ever at 6 from each tribe. So that's 72. Ever at 5. That's 60, 10 short. Ever so identify 2 tribes that are only going to get 5. That's going to be jealousy. Ma'asa, what did he do? He selected 6 from each tribe, so there's 72 potential candidates. The Hevi Shimon Shai Pitkin, and he made 72 lots. Al Shivim Kasav Zakein, on 70 he wrote elder. B'shnayim Hini Achalak, and 2 blank. Bilulam D'Nasan B'Kaf, he mixed them up and put them in a box. Amarlan, go over to Pitchechem, come and draw your lots. Kol Mi Sha'ala B'Yadu Zakein, Amar K'vay K'tish Kashamayim. Everybody said Tzakain. They said heaven has already sanctified you. It's interesting. The line in the Yerushalmi is Minucha. They've appointed you, and the word Minua is very central. Where it's Tayon. Anyway, Mishalabiyado Chalak. If it was blank, Amar Hamakom Lo Chafetz B'cha. Sorry, God, but God doesn't want you. Anima Esalach. I can't help you. It's not my fault. Kiyotz B'davar Tomer. Similarly. By the way, Rashi, well, we'll say it. Similarly, it says, 5 shekel for the 273 extra Bechors over the Kohanim. The Kohanim redeemed the Bechors, but there were 273 extra. Amar Moshe, how should I do this? Israel. If I say to one of the Bechors, give me your 5 shekel, but say, Yomer Li, Kfar Pedani Ben Levi. No, a Levi corresponds to me. So how do I identify the ones that don't have a Levi to correspond to them? So what did he do? He brought 22,000 lots because of Alei and Ben Levi, and he wrote on them Ben Levi. 273, he wrote 5 shekel. He mixed them, he put them in a box. Draw your lots. It says, so if you got Ben Levi, you're redeemed by a Levi. Give your redemption, to say. Now, okay, so that's one answer, that they were left because they drew the blanks. Now, it sounds like they left because they drew the blanks, right? Nadav and Avihu, they were drawn by the Kalfi. But Rashi, Rashi on the Torah says, no, they didn't draw the blanks. They saw that the people that drew the blanks were going to go and say they had the word Zakain, and they stayed back to not embarrass them. That's not in this Gemara. If you look actually at Rashi here, 4 lines down in the narrow lines, Mishal biyado chalak, Rashi says, "B'shnayim me'osa shivim shahalchu lito alu biyado chalak v'nishtaru b'shnei pitkin she'ksuvim b'kalfi shayu etshal edel meidad shelo halchu lito shenityayu shelo yala biyadon chalak." So what Rashi says here is not that they were like tzaddikim; they didn't want to draw because they didn't want it to come up blank. So they would rather remove themselves from the lottery than risk drawing blank and having this line like "Hamakom lo chafetz b'cha." They'd rather eliminate themselves. Sadly, there are people like that sometimes rather, they don't want to put themselves out there. So they already sort of decided that they're not going to enter into the contest. Wayne Gretzky has a line which is, "You miss 100% of the shots that you never take." So, this is a different, version, and it doesn't make them the same type of tzaddikim as the other sort of version does. But anyway, that's one thing because of the lots. So now back to the Gemara. Reb Shimon Omer, they actually chose, without this whole issue of the lots, to stay in the camp. Take me 70. We're not deserving of this greatness. Because you have, shrank yourself, made yourself small. Maybe also they eliminated the need for the lots if they publicly said we're withdrawing. So Hareini Mosif Gdula Gdulastem, I will give you even greater greatness than you would have had. Magdula Hosif Lahem, Shanavim Kulam, what was the greatness? All the other Nevi'im, meaning the other 70 elders, it says, Vayisnabu Velo Yasafu. So Hanavim Kulam, Nisnabu Pasku, their Nevuah stopped. They Nisnabu Velo Pasku, they didn't. Okay, Vanisnabu Velo Yasafu, excuse me, that was by Dasan and Avira. I'm sorry, I'm getting it mixed up. Anyway, it was they were misnabim b'toch hamachaneh, and for them it did not stop, and for the others it stopped. How do you know that? First, what was the prophecy that they gave in the camp, right? And then Yoshua got all upset. So Amru, they said Moshe Mason Yoshua machnis Yisrael la'aretz. Moshe will die, and Yoshua will bring the people in. The Gemara is going to say that presumably is inferred from the fact that Yoshua said was defending Moshe's honor, right? And Moshe said Hamikanei Tali. So clearly there was some defending of his honor going on. Okay. But Chanin Amar Mishum Rabbi Eliezer al Iske Slav Heinis Nabim. Ali Slav. They were prophesying that the Slav would come. Achman Amar al Iske Gogu Magog Heinis Nabim. No, about the future ultimate, war of Armageddon. Shenemar Komar Shem Elokim Hachatu Asher Dibarti B'Yamim Kadmonim Yad Avdin V'Yei Yisrael. Did I only speak once to my previous servants, the prophets, and Avim B'Yamim Ahem, that prophesied in those days, Shanim, in those years, Laviot Chalehem, that I would bring this terrible, war or whatever against you, the war of Gog and Magog. Al Tikri Shanim, years, Elishnayim, 2 prophets. There is a Shnayim Nevim Shenishnab Bekarchad. What 2 prophets prophesied at the same time? Nivu Achas and the same prophecy. And the Omer El Dadu Meidad. Okay, so that's how we get that. Get sort of context, an immediate nevuah, one by the issue of defending Moshe's honor, why Yoshua had to defend Moshe's honor, and one future prophecy. Or goes back. Amar Mar, Kol Nevim Kol Nisnabu Pasku V'Nisnabu V'Lo Pasku. Now learn the Pasku. How do you know the other Nevim stopped? Right, that's what I said before. That was by the other 70. They prophesied, and we're reading Lo Yasafu, and they did. Excuse me. I got it mixed up again. Excuse me. Where were we? No, I'm right. Yisnabu v'lo yasafu is by those 70. So v'lo yasafu means that they did not continue. We're reading the word lahosif, right? Okay. So midichsiv yisnabu v'lo yasafu, those 70 prophesied and they did not continue. They were not mosif. It ended. Elameata kol gadol v'lo yasaf by Har Sinai. A great voice lo yasaf. Would you mean that it did not continue, that it ended? Hachanami dulo osif, do you mean to say it did not add on, it ended? Who? Ela dulo pasin. There the word dulo yasaf is not from the word lahosif, but the word laesof, to gather in. It did not stop. So if that's true, vayisnabu v'lo yasafu by the 70 should be that it didn't stop. So who? Ella, fine, that's not how we learn it out. The word lo yasafu is open to whether it means they did not continue or they did not stop. It could mean either. So we can't learn it from that. Here's where we learn it from. Here, Elohachaksi vayisnabu. By the 70, it says they prophesied in the past. Hassam ksiv, and by Eldad Meidad it says misnabim. They are prophesying the gerund, I guess, in the present. Adayim or whatever. Adayim misnabim v'hochim. It's still going on. Fine. So that's the difference. Now let's see what the prophecy was. Moshe Meis, Moshe Klaim. That's why he was trying to protect Moshe's honor. So lock them up or destroy them. But if it's the other 2, Madoni Moshe Klaim, what was he doing there? Why did he want to either, whatever that means, destroy them, lock them up? What was the big deal? So the Lav Orach Ara, it's not appropriate for them to prophesy in the presence of Moshe. It's like a paskening in the presence of your Rebbe. Moshe is the prime Navi. You don't give a prophecy in the presence of Moshe. Fine. If you say those 2, right? When Moshe said, "Oh, if anyone, because then it's a prophecy that's worth prophesying about that Moshe could be happy about." Moshe mace, but if they say Moshe was going to die, why would they say, "Oh, if only everybody was a Navi"? Of course, that could really show his unevilness. You want God's spirit to be with the people, even if it says things you don't want to hear. But the Gemara has a different answer. It says, "Lo simua kameh." They didn't tell Moshe what they were saying. They just said they were prophesying, but they didn't say the content of it. So, my kila'ain. Now, what does it mean by kila'ain? Does it mean like put a bekela, lock them up, destroy them? So, I'm like, no. Here's what he was saying. Just put them in a position of communal responsibility. Vein kali me'aleh, and that'll destroy them. As Tosu says, it'll destroy the nevuah. You look at Tosu's Pirish, nivuasam kale. The ain shchina shora mitoch atzvus, el mitoch simcha. God's presence is not for somebody that's anguished and sad, and that's certainly going to happen if you have to worry about leadership of the community. Okay, now minayin lahaviot shlosha. Now, how do you know? You have 10 and 10, the tzilu eda, whatever, v'shaftu v'tzilu, and then 3 more. Okay, and that had to do with this whole figuring out about that it shouldn't be an even based because you need 2 to be a majority for a dinei nefashos. So the Gemara says 1 minute. That's not going to work. So the Gemara says, sof l'ra pishnaim l'mishkachosla. With 23, you're never going to have a beis din that's going to be decided for somebody for bad, for dinei nefashos, with just a majority of 2. If it's 11 against 12, akati chadu. That's just 1. If it's 10 against 13, plus ahave, it's 3. So Amar Rabbi Yavo, the case is that one person basically says, "I don't know," which effectively is like recusing themselves, and therefore we have to add 2 more. Once one person says, "I don't know," and you're down to 22, and we only add in pairs, and now we're up to 24, an even number, now you can have 12 against 10. And that goes according to all opinions, that you would add in pairs. And with Sanhedrin Gedolah, but leave it to Rabbi Yehuda. According to Rabbi Yehuda, that the big Sanhedrin is 70, there too you could get 36 against 34. The Amar Shivin. Okay, the Amar Rabbi Yavo, but Mosifin Osim basing Shakul Lekatchila. When you have to add, because one person basically excused themselves, so you're going to be okay with a basing Shakul, because effectively it'll be 24 now. Pshita, obvious, that's exactly what happens when you have to add. No, the one that says, "I don't know," it's like he's still present. It's still like there's a basing of 23, and that you really do have an odd number. The and then maybe he can go, and the second round, after you've added, maybe now he could cast his vote. Kamash Malon, that he cannot. So this is very interesting. Once one person says, "I don't know," you really basically, it's like you've eliminated yourself. Kiman delesa. You have to have an opinion, either yes or no. Nobody knows the ultimate truth, but you got to vote one way. And if you remain and I don't know, you've effectively eliminated yourself from the ongoing discussion. It's like he's not there. Even if afterwards you want to participate, you're not there. It sounds like not only can't you not vote, it even sounds like we don't even listen to you, which is pretty harsh. Okay. Amar Rav Kahana, Sanhedrin sharo kulam l'chova. This is a line that a lot of people know. If everybody immediately voted that the guy is guilty, so you exempt the guy. My time, this is probably is echoing the shaftu ha'eda v'hitzilu ha'eda. You need somebody to try to argue on his behalf. So, kivan de gemiri, we have a tradition that halanas din, that lemev lezechusa, that you need to sleep on it overnight in order to sink before you make somebody liable to the death penalty, in order that you have a chance to maybe reflect and find some argument on his behalf. So it's really important that it not be, like a predetermined outcome, and that there's somebody thinking about and arguing on his behalf. So in this case, when everybody opened up that he's guilty, then nobody will try to argue once it was unanimous at the outset. Fine. I'm Rabbi Yochanan. You only, this probably means ideal, not literally that this is an absolute requirement, as we'll see later. But anyway, only people of height. So there goes stature. That eliminates me if he means it literally. Ubale chachma, people who are wise. Ubale mar'eh, they have to be good looking. Rabbi Yochanan was actually good looking. But anyway, again, it's sad and funny and important, whatever, and understandable that, some of the qualifications here are very much physical qualifications, because people do wind up, we're human beings, like why the Beis Hamikdash has to be beautiful and gold and so on. But nevertheless, we're still humans, so we respond differently to people that are tall and good looking. So it's interesting here that that's being listed as a criteria. Ubale Zikna, they have to be old, but presumably also wise, sagacious. Ubale Kshafim, they have to know witchcraft. Rashi says, in order to counteract witchcraft that other people, that some of the, the defendants might be doing. Uviyodim Meshivim Lashon, know 70 languages. Again, whether it literally means all 70 languages, whether it means that everybody has to know, or some people on the Sanhedrin have to know. We'll see later that only some have to know, not everybody. Okay? Shalote Sanhedrin Shomat Mipi HaMetorgaman. But at least somebody's got to know the languages, so that you don't trust only the translator to accurately tell you what people are saying. At least some, if not all, the members of the Beis Din have heard directly. Amar Rav Yud Amar Rav, Ein Moshim the Sanhedrin El Mish Yodei L'Tar Sheretz. Another famous line. Somebody has to be able to make an argument, a counterfactual argument, to say that a sheretz is tahor. Okay, minat Torah. Amar Rav, Ani Adun B'Taharenu. I'll show you how you can do that. Uma nacha shemenis umar betuma tahor. A snake, kills people, kills animals, and a dead corpse causes tumah. And nevertheless, a snake is tahor. So sheretz she'eno menis, a sheretz that doesn't, like a rodent, kill. So umar betuma, and he doesn't cause death and tumah. Eno din sheyetar, certainly he should be tahor. So look, here would be a way you could do it. The Lowy, the Gemara says, you know what? That's actually not a good argument. A thorn also kills people, and that's tahor. So clearly, anyway, the idea of whether you kill people or not kill people is not a factor in tahor and tumah. Now, the question is, why is the Gemara saying, like, you have to be able to be mitar sheretz? Rabbi Tam Tozo says, Ma lanu lidrashas shel hevel. Why are you trying to sort of prove something counterfactual? But to a certain degree, what the Gemara is saying, it's sort of like this devil quoting scripture, that you could always argue counterfactually. So how do you know if somebody is, just because somebody can make an argument doesn't mean that they're right. If you could all work with the same sources and you come up with something that is that's wrong and that's perverting the meaning of the law. So which it points to the idea that in addition to being smart, what you really need is integrity and character and honesty and a sense of fidelity to the Torah and to what your belief of that the Torah is truly saying. So I think that that's sort of the subtext here. Okay. Amar Rav Yud Amar Rav, Kol Ir she'ein ba shnayim l'daber ve'echad lishmoa. If you don't have two people that can speak a foreign language and one person who can understand it in addition to those two, ein moshivin ba Sanhedrin, then you cannot have a Sanhedrin. You need at least that amount of people being able, and maybe to be on the Sanhedrin, to directly hear and communicate with people who speak a different language. So again, it's not everybody on the Sanhedrin. Or maybe this is a local Sanhedrin, 2 or 1 is enough. The Sanhedrin Gedola, at least ideally, we want everybody to have it. Ubibeisar hayu shalosh, ubiyavne arba. In Beisar there were 3 who could do this, and in Yavne there were 4. Rabbi Linzer, Rabbi Yoshua, Rabbi Akiva, V'Shimon HaTeimani, Dan Lifneihem Bekarka. And the 4 in Yavne were Rabbi Linzer, Rabbi Yoshua, Rabbi Akiva, and Shimon HaTeimani, who doesn't have a Rebbe, he didn't have smicha, and he was a student, and he was on the ground, and he was participating in the deliberations, but he did not have smicha yet. Those were the ones in Yavne who knew all the languages. Meisve, I'll ask you, if a third one can know the languages, 3 know the languages, that's wisdom. 4, that you'll never get anything like it. And here you said that it's enough that it's 2. Okay, so Huda Amar Ki Aitan. Fine. Now that we've mentioned this idea of Dan Lifnei Bekarka, we're going to have a little pure digression to talk, but it's not really a digression because it talks about identifying the different rabbis. We're in the middle of Sanhedrin and different statuses, Sanhedrin Gedola, Sanhedrin Katana, and we're going to talk about which phrases that talk about rabbis, which rabbis they're referring to. So let's take a look. So it says like this. So it says, the maiden lifnei chachamim, when it says this person was sort of learning in front of the sages, that's Levi me Rebbe. Levi who was learning from Rebbe. That's what the maiden lifnei chachamim always refers to, Levi learning from Rebbe. Donim lifnei chachamim, deliberating in front of the sages. Shimon ben Azai v'Shimon ben Zoma v'Chanan Amitzi v'Chananya ben Chakinai. Notice they don't have the word Rebbe. They were students, but they were on the floor, and they were part of the deliberations. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Masni Chamisha. 5. Shimon, the two Shimons you mentioned, plus the one Shimon that we mentioned earlier at Yavne, which was Shimon HaTimani, Hanan and Hananya. 5. Rabbeinu Shebebavel, the phrase Rabbeinu Shebebavel, who does that refer to? Rav Shmuel. Rabbeinu Sheberetz Yisrael, who does that refer to? Rabbi Abba. Okay, it's interesting, it's in the plural. Okay. Dayani Gola, the judges of the exile, Karna. Dayani Eretz Yisrael, Rabbi Amiv, Rabbi Yasi. Dayani de Pumbedisa, who are the judges of Pumbedisa, Rav Papa Bar Shmuel. It's only one. Dayani de Narda, Rav Adar Bar Yomi. Okay, so those were what those phrases, the judges of Narda, that it refers to him. Savi de Surah, the elders of Surah, Rav Hun of Rav Chizda. Rav Savi de Pumbedisa, the elders of Pumbedisa, Rav Yehud of Rav Eina. Charife de Pumbedisa, the sharp ones of Pumbedisa, Efa v'Avimi, b'nei Rechava. Amorai de Pumbedisa, the Amorayim, Rab of Rav Yosef. As we know, the major Amorayim. Okay, Amorai de Nardai, the Amorayim of Nardai, Rav Chama Nahar Balai, from this place, Nahar Baal. Okay, Musnu, when it says they taught, that's Rami Bar Berebi. Okay, when it says Amri, when they say Amri Be Rav, it was said in the house of Rav, so that was Rav Huna. That's Rav Huna who said it. The Hama Rav Huna Amri Be Rav. Wait, you can't say that because we have a line. We have a tradition that Rav Huna said that they said in the house of Rav. So Amri Be Rav can't mean Rav Huna. Ella Rav Hamnuna. Fine, it means Rav Hamnuna. There's a debate Rashi Tosos. Does Be Rav mean Rav Hamnuna, or did Rav Hamnuna say Amri Be Rav and Be Rav is still Rav Huna? They say in Eretz Yisrael. So who is that? Rabbi Yirmiyah. Rabbi Yirmiyah. Shalchu mitam, they sent from there, from Eretz Yisrael, Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina. Macheku Allah b'marav, they mocked this in the West, in Israel, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Lazar. So the Gemara says, 1 minute. Val Shalchu mitam, you can't say Shalchu mitam is Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina, because we have a case where it says they sent from there, the Divrei Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina, saying something according to Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina, referencing him. So clearly it's not Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina. So the Gemara says, Ela April, fine, reverse it. Shalchu mitam is Rabbi Lezer, Machku Allah b'marava, that's Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina. So that was quite fascinating. Let's just finish up the perek. May of Esrim, 120, according to the Chachamim, that you need of people in the city in order to make a Sanhedrin. So it says, so May of Esrim, Ma'avidatai, where'd you get that? Esrim is Shlosha Kneged Sanhedrin Ketana, because you need 23 to be on the Sanhedrin. The Shlosha Shur Shel Esrim is Shalosh, and we're going to learn that in Sanhedrin they would have like, replacements of 23, 3 groups of 23 that if people had to leave or whatever, they could replace them. So now we have 4 times 23 is 92. Hare Tishim B'Tarti, Ve'asara Batlanim, 10 Batlanim, Shabes HaKnesset, they're always ready to make a minyan. Hare Me'ah B'Tarti, 102. V'Shnei Sofrim, V'Shnei Chazanim, 2 scribes, 2 attendants, people that like clerks. V'shnei ba'alei dinim, the 2 litigants. V'shnei edim, 2 witnesses. V'shnei zomim, 2 witnesses that can make them zomimim. V'shnei zomimim. Hare meir v'arbeser. That gets you 114, still not 120. Okay, so you need a city of 120, so it has all of the normal pieces and functions of the city to support, and only that city is deserving of a beis din of 23. But anyway, how do you get the remaining 6? So, Batanya, Kol Yoshein Ba Asar Dvar Malalu, a city, a town, really, is an ear is a town that doesn't have these 10 things. And what is that? Based in Makin Vojin, a basin, so we've already mentioned a basin. The Kupa Shel Tzedakah, Nigbis Peshayim Chaleket Peshlosha, you need charity fund, which is collected with 2 and distributed with 3, so that's 5 more jobs. So now we're up to 119, okay? Beit HaKnesset, or Beit HaMerchatz, or Beit HaKisei, okay? So all of those, a shul, a bathhouse, a outhouse, Rofe v'uman v'lavlar, a doctor, a bloodletter, a scribe, tabach, and a butcher, if you have that here, so umalami tinokis, and a school teacher. So of course that gets you more than 120, but Rashi said 1 person could do all those jobs. Mishum Rabbi Akiva amru af mine peira. No, you need also some nice different fruits. Because it's helpful, to give you the right frame of mind in order to learn Torah well. Last piece from the Nechemia Omer. Rabbi Nechemia says the city has to have 230, so that each one is fit to be a head of a 10. Okay, Tanya, Rabbi Omer, Matayim v'shivim v'shiva, 277. Tanya Rabbi. So where do you get that? So it starts with the 230, like in Nehemiah, but you add 47 because you could have to add to Beis Din up to 47 people if it was a hung court, and you have to keeping to add, you would add up to 47 to get them up to 70. So you have your 230 plus 47, so you have a city of 260 and 77. 230 plus 47. Vatani Rebbe Yomi Masayim B'Shivim B'Shmona, 278. Lo Kasha HaReb Yehuda HaRabbanan. It depends whether a big Sanhedrin dollar 70 or 71, because you would grow a 23 if it was hung up to the size of a Sanhedrin, either 70 or 71. Okay, Tanu Rabbanan, V'samta Leim Sarei Alafim Sarei Meot Sarei Chamishim Sarei Asarot. So Sarei Alafim gets you 600. Sarei Meot, Sheshet Alafim 6,000. Sarei Chamishim Shnei Masar Alef 12,000. Sarei Asarot Sheshet Ribo 60,000. Nimsu Dayani Yisrael, the judges of Israel in the time of Moshe, were Shivas Ribo V'Shmonas Alafim V'Sheish Meot, 78,600. And with that we end the first paragraph.